Hi guys, Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the film Monster Hunter. So we're going to have a look at this edition in a bit of a closer look, give you some trivia, some film facts about the film, and yeah, just a sort of general sort of closer look at the film. So before we get into that, let's roll the intro. Monster Hunter came out in 2020, and in the UK it was a certificate 12. It's an action stroke monster genre, and it ran for 1 hour and 44 minutes. Captain Artemis and her group of soldiers are pulled into a world where dangerous monsters and humans coexist. Grappled by danger, they must find a way to escape with help from a mysterious hunter. The release date in China was the 4th of December 2020. And this was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. It was adapted from Monster Hunter. I think that was a game. The budget was $60 million US. Cast included Mila Jovovich as Natalie Artemis, Tony Jaa the Hunter, Ron Perlman Admiral, T.I. as Link, Diego Benito as Marshall, Hirona Yakamasi as Handler, Megan Good as Dash, John Hellman as Steeler, and MC Jin as Axe. And to some trivia about the film. Director Paul W.S. Anderson and the crew travelled to remote locations in South Africa and Namibia to capture the film's expansive vistas. Mila Jovovich's 7th movie based on a video game. Director Paul W.S. Anderson cast his wife as the lead in The Monster Hunter following the success of their previous collaborations on the Resident Evil films. This was the 6th time Anderson directed Jovovich in leading roles after 4 Resident Evil films and 1 Three Musketeers movie. Mila Jovovich plays a character named Artemis, while Tony Jaa is credited as the Hunter. Artemis is the ancient Greek goddess of the hunt. And finally, not long after its theatrical release in China, the film was pulled from cinemas and subsequently banned because a joke in the film was deemed insulting. "What are my knees?" ? What kind of knees are these? Chi knees? This caused the film to be review bombed on several platforms, and it even received accusations of racism. Curiously, the game Monster Hunter World in 2018 received thousands of negative reviews as well within 48 hours, which were not aimed at the game itself but on the film. Constantine Film later apologised for that scene, which was removed from all subsequent versions. Okay, so on to the edition itself. So this is a Weet edition that I was able to pick up. And it comes with this wonderful lenticular cover. If I just sort of move it, there's some movement in it. There's quite a lot of depth in it. You can see sort of the monster here with the jaws opening. And obviously the characters down the bottom here, sort of with the bow and the knife. They're sort of set back within the lenticular. So it's a very nice lenticular indeed, this one. It is a single lenticular, but there is some artwork on the back. So we'll turn to the side, and again we've got some embossing on the Monster Hunter title there, and on the UHD Blu-ray, and down here as well on that little bit of Korean, I think it might be, writing. And this is a Sony Pictures release. Turn it to the back, and we've got a nice image here of the character Artemis, and with this sort of huge bone sort of saw that's used in the film. And also with a lot of these premium editions, we get like a little card, and you can see this is limited to 400 copies, and my copy was 234. WC Weet collection, that is. And obviously a lot of this is in either Chinese or Korean, I'm not too sure, but we've got some special features down the bottom there, so pause if you want to read it. I've just taken the little card off, and you can see there's the sort of Weet branding here. Turn it onto the back, and we get, it's like a credit card, this, we get a picture of the monster. So on the underneath of that, here's the tech specs. So if we pull it in, and we can see on the 4K disc there's a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. There's also a 7.1 True HD with Portuguese and Spanish. The Blu-ray's just got a 5.1 DTS master audio mix with Portuguese and Spanish and Thai. And there's also some special features with audio in English and subtitles in Korean, Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish and Thai. As I said, this is a Sony release, and it's absolutely fantastic picture quality, as you'd expect from Sony, the masters of sort of 4K, in my opinion. The Blu-ray disc is ABC region, and obviously with the 4K it's region free. Okay, so we're back to the edition itself. So we take this off. Okay, so it's quite a nice sort of sturdy slip case, this. We've also got that writing on that side as well, and obviously on that side. So it's, yeah, it's a very nice premium feel to this. Okay, so this steelbook is actually sealed, so we're going to unseal this in a minute. But this is the artwork that that we got for this release. It's quite nice. It's sort of like cartoon kind of sort of pop art, I suppose, feel to it. But I think it's done very well. No embossing on the title there, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, nonetheless, a very nice image. And I do believe this is sort of the worldwide art for the release of this film. Turn it to the side, and you've got the Monster Hunter logo there. And then on the back's quite plain on this. You just got that sort of silhouette of the monster. Shame it's got this made in China, but there we go. So I'm just going to unwrap this, and then we'll have a look inside the steelbook. Okay, so the wrapping's off, and yeah, we're presented with a matte finish, but it's a very colourful looking steel. And so there's the front, side again, and the back. So it's all matte finish. It's a little bit glossy in that, inside that sort of silhouette of the monster. So we open it up, and we get some art cards with this release, so we'll have a look at those. And we get the 4K disc with some artwork on, and we get the Blu-ray disc as well with some alternate artwork on. On the inside we get the image of the two main characters in the film, with sort of like a mountain sort of landscape behind. So yeah, very nice steelbook with this release. And on to the art cards that we get with this. So we've got a nice image here. On the back, there's nothing on the back of these, they're just plain, but yeah, nice. Another one here. That's really cool. Yeah, this was an interesting character in the film. So yeah, sort of, I wasn't sure on this sort of character, but I guess he's a little bit like Rocket Raccoon, I'm seeing Guardians of the Galaxy. Another one there. And the final one. So yeah, some very nice sort of glossy art cards with this release. And my thoughts on this film. Yeah, I quite enjoyed this. I I went into it with quite low expectations. I don't think it did that well at the box office, and I think a lot of people weren't that keen on this. They sort of didn't think it was that great, but I didn't know anything about the game myself, so I kind of went in sort of not really knowing much about it. Went in with low expectations, and I have to say I quite enjoyed it. There was a point in the film where it kind of dipped a little bit. So there's some sort of creatures that they meet, that sort of rocket raccoon kind of character, shall we say. Well, I think it was a cat character or something. That kind of took me out of the film a little bit, but overall I quite enjoyed it. And now this is available in 3D as well, and I do have the 3D Blu-ray of that, and it's fantastic in 3D. I was really quite impressed with some of the pop, sort of the depth and a few pop outs in that. But this film sort of, it reminds me of various things. Even towards the sort of end of the film, it kind of has a little bit of a Lord of the Rings feel about it, sort of with this tower, and it's got a fantasy element to it, and the sort of monster, sort of action, fight for survival, even a little bit of Tremors sort of at the start of the film, that kind of feel to it a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was an entertaining film, and we're more than happy to watch it on multiple viewings again. The 4K is fantastic. It's a great Atmos soundtrack on this one. It's got a good colour spectrum. It looks great in 4K, as you'd expect from Sony, so no complaints here at all. So yeah, it's I enjoyed this film. I know it probably wasn't a lot for a lot of people, but yeah, it's a nice addition to add to my collection for sure. So guys, that was a closer look at the Weet edition of Monster Hunter. So a really nice edition this. I really do like the lenticular. It's a really nice steelbook, with some nice little art cards there as well. So yeah, really happy to have this one in the collection. And as I say, it's an enjoyable film. I really enjoyed it. So yeah. So if you like this sort of video and you're new to the channel, thanks for watching the video and sort of clicking on this. Please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you'll be informed when I upload a new video. Give the video a thumbs up as well. Really do appreciate that. And many thanks for existing subscribers coming back as well, checking out the video. Please leave a comment. It's great to have comments on the channel. What do you think of this film? Did you pick it up? What editions have you got? Steelbook, 4K, Blu-ray, 3D? Yeah, I'd be really interested to hear your comments down below. And you can also find me on Instagram. I'm over there and I post pictures from time to time. So yeah, go and follow me over there if you don't already. Right, well that's the video for today guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye now.